Nevada Virtual Academy, here we are simplifying rational expressions for the proficiency exam SAT ACT. Choose the simplified form of this rational expression: 2 minus 1 over x, everything over 1 plus 1 over x squared. What could be done? How can you solve a similar problem on any one of your exams, right? Well, obviously they're giving you three options to answer here, and you may notice that your denominator will be the same, okay? However, when you have a problem like this and you're looking at your numerator and denominator, you may notice that you have fraction in each one of them, okay, which requires you simplification starting with each one of them first, right? So let's start with the numerator. I got 2 minus 1 over x, and I will use a different color because this one may not be the best option, right? In order for me to simplify this expression, I need to find a common denominator for 2 and 1 over x. Now obviously 2 can be written as a fraction as 2 over 1, right? Any integer, any whole number, natural number can be written over 1. Looking at your 1 and x in here as your denominator, their least common multiple will be x, right? Which means you multiply the first fraction here, 2 over 1, by x, okay, and the second one is not changed. Now your expression becomes what? 2x over x minus 1 over x, and obviously because they have a common denominator, which is your x, all you need to do now is to perform the subtraction of your numerators. 2x minus 1, okay, and this is your numerator. Now you're moving on with your denominator and try to simplify that. Okay, you have 1 plus 1 over x squared, and as in the previous one, because I have 1, I can write that 1 as a fraction as 1 over 1. 1 and x squared are your denominators. Their least common multiple will be x squared, which means you multiply your 1 over 1 by x squared, top and bottom, okay? Nothing changes in here because you still have x squared over x squared, which is 1 over 1, which is 1. And then you move on. Because I have a common denominator, x squared, all I need to do is to add my numerators, right? X squared plus 1. And obviously this is the most simplified form of my denominator in the initial fraction, okay? So let's rewrite that fraction by using our new numerator, this one here, and denominator, right? So your expression, your fraction becomes 2x minus 1 over x, everything over, right? It's a long fraction line here, x squared plus 1 over x squared. But you should remember that, a fraction line is nothing else but a simple operation of division, which means I have to divide my top fraction, which is 2x minus 1 over x. I need to divide it by the bottom one, right? By my denominator, which is x squared plus 1 over x squared. Do you guys remember when you divide two fractions, you skip the first one, which means you're rewriting the first fraction the way it is, 2x minus 1 over x, and you multiply it by the reciprocal of the second one, right? Which is x squared over x squared plus 1. The reciprocal of any fraction would be the upside down of the given fraction, right? You just flip it, okay? Now, to multiply in here, what you guys notice? I have x squared and x here, right, at the bottom, which means I can simplify x and x squared. Basically, you're dividing each one by x. You have 1 in here, you have x over there, okay? And then you need to multiply top by top, bottom by bottom. So what you have x times 2x minus 1, and I'm going to go one step at a time. Well, the way it is here would be 2x minus 1 times x. You know the multiplication is commutative, so I can write them backwards just the way I like it, right? And now you can either leave it like that, but because your options here for an answer don't have any parentheses, you will multiply that x to everything in the parentheses there. So you will have what? 2x squared minus x, everything over x squared plus 1. And this is the final answer, your initial fraction given here in its simplified form. And you check which one is similar to yours, right? And as you guys can see, I have 2x squared minus x over x squared plus 1. Your last option there will be the good answer. Okay, I hope it makes sense. One step at a time, work with your numerator, follow with your denominator, write them one on top of the other, skip, flip, multiply, simplify anything that is possible, and then you're done. Okay, thank you.